Okay, I've read a book. It's called Savage. It's part of the new run of publications from Valiant. I had no idea what to expect from it. I hadn't read any previous reviews and I hadn't seen any literature on it or heard any opinions, which is why I thought it'd be nice to talk about it here. It's about it's told in two ways. It's told in a current time and a flashback. So in the current time you've got the sort of young teenager boy living in the jungle environment when there's dinosaurs, and he's sort of hunting the dinosaurs, like hunting raptors and that, and he's very good at it. He's got scars all over his body to show that he's had a bit of action, but he's certainly got the upper hand and got the skills to survive. And then you've got the flashback showing how he got there, and how he got there is that his father and mother were flying on a private jet. His dad was a wealthy football player whose last name happened to be Savage, so Savage, Savage. They go through a strange sort of portal and end up crashing on this island. Their dad gets killed quite quickly by the island's inhabitants, the dinosaurs, and it's just him and his mum left to survive. So him and his mum survive for a few years, and they become aware of another group of men on the island living a sort of Mad Max style lifestyle. They in turn obviously want to get hold of the mum for sinister reasons, and obviously get the boy because they can add him to their sort of growing army. But they notice that there's a portal that they have managed somehow, it's never explained, to isolate and keep in the centre of their village, but no one's ever gone through it and come back. They have things come through it to their side from what would seem to be our modern world, but when you go through it the other way, no one ever comes back, so they think that it might be killing them, so none of them have got the guts to actually go through and find out. Eventually the mum gets killed, and then the boy plots his revenge. He goes to the village clearing, whatever you want to call it, fights the men, and at the very end ends up falling through the portal and ending up in the middle of, I think it's Piccadilly or Leicester Square, the middle of London, let's say, in our time. Yeah, it looks like Piccadilly. It's well drawn. I wouldn't say it's well written, but because there's not a lot of dialogue, but I understand obviously writing involves, plotting of the book as well. But when you read it, it's a quick read because there isn't a lot of dialogue, and it feels almost as if it should really be twice as long. I'm not saying they skimped on pages or anything, you go through it so quickly and you don't really feel satisfied when you get to the final shot. You feel like it needs at least another issue maybe, or another 40 pages just to sort of bulk it out and try and provide some explanation, because it's not enough to leave it on a cliffhanger that you go, oh, I'm really keen to see what happens next. You just feel a little bit cheated. Don't often feel like that with books. Most trades tend to have a good arc and you have some conclusion, but this just felt like it was cut dead, or like they had an idea and they weren't quite sure what they were going to do to wrap it up, and so it was just a sort of pitch that they put into books, published, and then now it's left with them trying to work out where they want to take it. Whether it's part of some bigger overarching plan for the Valiant universe, maybe, but certainly as a standalone book, I'm glad I got it for the cheaper price that they put their first edition #1 trades at. I'd have been disappointed if I'd have paid a bit more for this. Is it worth reading? Yeah, if you're a fan of the Valiant universe like I am, it's worth getting and reading. There's certainly good quality art. It won't bore you. It's just, I'm not sure if there's going to be more issues come out. I was looking around to try and see if there were, and I couldn't find anything. I didn't look too hard, but still there was that whole, the ambiguity around it makes me wonder. But we'll see. Maybe they'll tie it into other books and other teams perhaps. But yeah, Savage, it's okay. That's all I can really say about it. They've got the cheek to put 5 stars across the top of the title. I'm not sure if that's a reference to his football or anything, but or if that's some sort of subconscious thing they're trying to push across to us. But it doesn't seem to make any sense as to why that's on there, other than to try and imply it's a 5-star book when normally they don't need to. If you've got a different opinion, or you know something, if you know that another edition's coming out, like, let me know, please.